Introducing first in the cage, he's coming from Belarus. Please make some noise for Eduard Muravitskiy.
Это Влад Шамардинов. Трек специально написан для спортивного клуба «Ант» Эдуарда Муравицкого, город Борисов. Я первый здесь, мой воитель, я покажу. Моя сила, моя душа, мое сердце единое. Это мой бой по-любому.
This will be a welterweight contest, 77.1 kilos, and it should be the matchup that steals the show here tonight at Eagles. It does have that potential. Eduard Muravitskiy of Belarus set to take on Vlad Popovschi of Moldova. Both guys 26 years old. Both guys 178 centimeters tall. And both guys very, very tough customers inside the cage. There you see Eduard the Hunter Muravitskiy of Belarus, currently unranked here in Eagles Fighting Championships, but a very experienced fighter nonetheless, who made his debut back in May of 2012. And from September of 2012 to May of 2014, he won 6 straight fights. But since then, he has lost 5 bouts in a row up until this point, 3 of them by knockout. So Muravitskiy is just the polar opposites. Like the beginning of his career and then the second half of his career could not have been different. And he is currently riding a 5-fight losing streak, looking to snap that here tonight at Eagles 9.
Ladies and gentlemen, step into the cage, Eduard Muravitskiy. And now, calling his opponent into the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, is coming from Chisinau, Moldova. Make some noise for Vlad Popovschi.
His opponent, Vlad Popovschi, one of the most successful Moldovan MMA fighters that there is, representing the famed Lion Gym here in Moldova, coached by Alexander Petkoglu. From here in Chisinau, always in very, very good condition here, has very strong takedowns, has power in his hands. He is a very well-rounded, dangerous fighter. He can be explosive and violent when he needs to be. He can also be patient and technical at times too. He's just a very, very well-rounded fighter. He's spent some time training in the United States as well. And he is a long-time FIA fighter, Fighting Entertainment Championships here in Moldova. He was on the original Eagles FC card way back in the day, having made his debut in 2010. His record currently stands 14 wins, only 2 losses. And it is a pleasure to watch this guy step into the ring. We haven't seen him in a while here in EFC. In fact, he did get knocked out in round 3 by Anatoly Safronov at Eagles Fighting Championships 4 over a year ago. But then he knocked out Safronov, the same guy he lost to in Ukraine last October. So Popovschi has redeemed that loss that he suffered here in Eagles. I don't know if there's going to be some kind of a rubber match between those two or not. But right now, Popovschi has moved on to other business and he has to address Eduard Muravitskiy of Belarus in the cage here tonight.
Stepping into the cage, Vlad Popovschi. Presenting the blue corner, age 26, weighing 77 kilograms, height of 1.78 meters, having a personal record of 7 wins, 6 losses. He's fighting for Phoenix Gym. He's coming from Belarus. Make some noise for Eduard Muravitskiy. Presenting the red corner, age 26, weighing 77 kilograms, height 1.78 meters, having a personal record of 14 wins and just 2 losses. He's fighting for Lion Gym. He's coming from Chisinau, Moldova. Make some noise for Vlad Popovschi. This is a welterweight bout under 77 kilograms, 5-minute 3-round MMA rules. Refereeing in the ring, Alexandru Petkoglu.
Are you ready? First round, fight!
Round 1.
And we're underway in a matchup which I believe is a must-win situation here for Vlad Popovschi in the black trunks, because he's currently ranked number 6 in the welterweight division, and Muravitskiy unranked here in EFC, making his debut here in this promotion. So, oh, Muravitskiy landing some hard shots there as Muravitskiy trying to get him down, but so far to no avail. Well, there we go. He just made me eat my words as he lands in side control, slipped in the full mount, and just like that, a beautiful sweep by Popovschi. Looking for the arm now is the Belarusian. He'd better watch his elbow. Well, he's seemed to maneuver himself, and he's got him, his neck cranked up there against the bottom of the cage. Popovsky's not out of the woods yet. Muravitskiy still working for that arm under there, no matter what kind of a position he's in. Muravitskiy's in this kind of a situation right now where he's got his right arm at his disposal, but he better not be careful, because I've seen guys start trying to throw a right hand like that, and they kind of loosen their grip, and then they fall into the arm bar. So referee calling for the feet off the cage, calling for action, calling for everything here at this point. And Popovschi, I think, content just to kind of wait this one out and maybe get a separation. Look at the back of Popovschi. The right side of the back is all red, bloodshot. Only the red is on the right side of the back. So he better be careful with that knee too. He's trying to pin down the left arm of his opponent so he can land some shots, but his arm is not out of there. Now he's got it out, and now he can unload. And he is doing so. Punches in bunches going in. And now it's Popovschi with a chance for a submission. Trying to take the back, but Muravitskiy rolling. And we have got a grappling contest going on here. Both guys dangerous on the ground. Here comes some elbows in. Popovschi working for the arm. I think he's trying to work for a Kimura under there. I can't quite see it from here, but he could have the arm tied up. Now, perhaps thinking better of it. He's still got the arm now. He's trying to pop out the arm now. Now he doesn't have that opportunity, and into full mount now. Wow! Look at how quickly Popovschi manages to get Muravitskiy off of him when he's in full mount, and there's blood from somewhere. Muravitskiy, I think, has blood on the top of his head. Could be from one of those elbows that Popovschi was throwing. Left hand's going in now from the Moldovan. Here come more elbows. That's not going to do Muravitskiy any favors. Muravitskiy putting a lot of pressure on now against the cage. Looks like there could be a cut on the left side of the head of Muravitskiy. Here come more lefts. 50 seconds left on the clock here. And has what been a very quickly changing round here in this opening round. The tide has turned, and it has turned very, very quickly. And here comes some vicious shots now. Muravitskiy just got mad when those shots were coming in, firing back off of his back. And now again, yeah, he's got to be careful not to throw the knee. Instead, he threw the hands. Popovschi comes right back in with a big right hand. Yeah, you can see just a little cut on the temple of Muravitskiy's. Stopped bleeding already. That'll do it for round one. Well, an interesting opening round here between these two. We saw Muravitskiy with an attempted armbar. He came close at it. Popovschi really, though, controlled a lot of the grappling on the ground and did so by staying in a dominant position and landing a lot of shots just like that. At one point he was working for a Kimura, didn't come too close to landing it, but did a lot of damage with his elbows and with his fists on the ground. FIA President Doran Damir looking on very carefully in this one. He knows what's at stake in this welterweight contest, and keep in mind, folks, coming up next, there we'll have another welterweight contest. Luka Pokli, the current welterweight champion, will be in action. I'm sure he's having a look at this fight right now to see what's going to happen between these two. Popovschi looks like he wants to come out swinging here. Left hand connected to the jaw of the Belarusian, and up against the cage they go. Trying to push the head down. He's got an underhook on the left side. Now they change positions. Here comes the elbow. Battling for position on the cage. Popovschi has got his right arm over the top of the Belarusian, trying to prevent him from grabbing the legs. The Belarusian is really having to carry a lot of the body weight of Popovschi here. That's gonna take a toll on him when you've got your back bent in that kind of a position, having to carry your opponent's weight. Now Popovschi grabs the leg and turns him over, cracks him with a left hand. On top now, keeping his forehead nice and tight, and then just exploding with a little elbow shot there. Keeping the top of his head right close to his opponent. Referee calling for action, and he got it. Shots coming in from Popovschi. There's big right hands. A massive right hand as he came in that time. Vlad with an elbow now from the left side. This is not a very successful position here for Muravitskiy. He's been in this position before in round number 1, and Popovschi has really controlled the action from here. Left hand goes in. He's trying to control the right arm, is Muravitskiy, of his opponent. And you can see that cut on the forehead there. Not going to cause too many problems at this point. Elbows again by Popovschi. No more shots coming in now. This is looking really good for Popovschi on the cards here. He's been on top in this position for the majority of the fight, and he's just chipping away with little shots that are just adding up, scoring points. This is just smooth sailing for him from now on, and it looks like Muravitskiy can't really do much about it here. Oh, that one caught him. A minute 30 remaining now in the second round. Popovschi, a couple of shots bouncing off the cranium of the Belarusian. Oh, that one clipped him good. That was a short little elbow shot that got him good right in the face. Well, this could go on all night here. I think Popovschi could do this all day. He could do this for another round for sure. And so far, Muravitskiy does not have the answer to Popovschi's offense. He's just smothering him here with his neck kind of bent at an awkward angle against the cage, trying to keep some distance here, trying to control the right arm. But the problem is he's got two arms. The other one's constantly hitting him in the face. Not the position you want to be in here. Closing seconds now of round 2. Another great round here for Vlad Popovschi. Well, not much Muravitskiy could do in this round. I would say 90% of that round was just Popovschi on top, hitting short little powerful elbows from a very short range, punches to the body, punches to the head, and that is just an exhausting kind of a round to fight, especially if you're on the bottom. Muravitskiy trying to fire himself up here for this third and final round. He's got some catching up to do, and he's going to need something big here.
Fight!
Both guys have expended a tremendous amount of energy on the ground. May not look like much at times, but when you're in there, you constantly have to use your whole body weight, all of your strength to hold your opponent down, and the other guy's got to use all of his strength to try to keep you off of him. So you can see that there's a little bit of a lull in the action here, And let's see if Muravitskiy can get something going, perhaps on his feet. You'd think that he would want to try to avoid being taken down here at all costs. Spinning back kick here, and Popovschi gives him the nod. Both guys quite hesitant here. When you're this tired. Oh, and here we go again. It's like deja vu all over again here. You can kind of hear the gas come out of the crowd here when they did go into that position. But if you're Vlad Popovschi, this is very good news. Popovschi on top again, going to work with the left hand. This is what we saw for the majority of round number 2, and actually a lot in round number 1 as well. But so far, Muravitskiy has been unable to really get this thing stood up. Maybe that's his prerogative here. He just wants to have as little action as possible so he can get it stood back up. But the thing is, Popovschi is just staying busy enough to keep this thing where it is. He's changing his position slightly. He's throwing left hands. You know, they're rocking back and forth. They're just barely doing enough. And at times, Popovschi is doing a lot of damage. Some very, very powerful shots going in. Those left hands are finding a home. And Muravitskiy's got a little bit of breathing room here. He's not flat on his back with his neck bent against the cage, but he's on his right side here. Oh, look at those shots. Those are downward elbows here. Very dangerous here from Popovschi. Posturing up again. Left hands coming in. Inside 2 minutes. Those have got to be adding up. Those left hands have been finding the liver and the kidney area. He's got to be bruising the internal organs here of Muravitskiy as this thing goes on. And now he switches hands. So he's got the left arm tied up now. Well, now he's freed it again. If he could only manage to tie up both the arms, then maybe he could just get this thing stood up. But Popovschi's a slippery customer and keeps going to work with those shots. It's not pretty, folks, but it's a very grinding, taxing style of offense. And, you know, as I say, it may not be very flattering, at least aesthetically, but it's effective and it's winning him the fight. That's the name of the game. That's what these guys get paid for, is to go in there and win. And if this is the way you got to do it, then, you know, sometimes so be it. "30 seconds now. Big right hand there. Popovschi, is he going to let him up? Yes, he is. See what's left of Muravitskiy. He's got one last shot at glory here. That's it. Let's go back and take a look. Well, if we're gonna see any highlights, I guarantee we're gonna see a whole lot of this. Popovschi dominating on top, keeping his opponent in the position that he wanted him to be in, and just asserting himself throughout all 3 rounds with left hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is, by unanimous decision to Vlad Popovschi.
Well, Popovschi couldn't get the finish, but he certainly dominated this fight. Very, very effective offense there as he was able to pin his opponent down and just punish him with left hands.